Can you hurry up, man?
Whoa, 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 whoa! Luke sent some. Even though it was, I fell asleep. Not like real. Fuck yes.
Hey, bro, you gotta turn 18 today. Hey, bro, you filed them taxes, man. I got $733 coming back.
That's what you feel beside you, huh? Huh? How's he doing at work? You got nothing. Like Jay Law.
I'll show you how to do it. Like, you want to free, like, you're probably gonna get like at least 4 or 5.
Right, East
You want a free 4? It does take a little bit. Like, I think it was like.
It's Kira.
Where? And then like approve it. March 11th, 7:33. I really need the bread. I got like
You can radio to yourself. Oh, perfect.
Whoa! Damn. What?
What the fuck did the Johnson?
I played in a while since I went to Hawaii. Anybody got a rim with a tire on it? Like you have? A rim with a tire?
Yeah, but I don't think it'll fit your car.
Yeah, I need like a 5.8
I got about a. I got a set of about 32s. You can cut the fender; they'll fit.
Hey, it needs replacing anyway.
Yeah, that's easy work.
You think it went all the way over here, Ty? Hold on for it.
Sweet mother of pearl. Can you hurry up, man?
Whoa, 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 whoa! Luke sent some. Even though it was, I fell asleep. Not like real. Fuck yes. You're the reason why we don't got no more radio.
That's not true. It's
Kelton.
You ready?
Yeah, what am I reading?
Matthew 14. Do you need book, Jen?
That's fine. That's fine. I got it.
Who?
Matthew what?
14. Start with verse 1. Then you're going to go to verse 21.
All right.
Why is everybody so spaced out, man?
I'm saying. Are we gonna walk over here?
Just whatever.
From place to place. At that time, Herod the Tetrarch heard of the fame of Jesus and said unto his servants, This is John the Baptist. He is risen from the dead, and therefore mighty works do shew forth themselves in him. For Herod had laid hold on John, and bound him, and put him in prison for Herodias' sake, his brother Philip's wife. For John said unto him, It is not lawful for thee to have her. And when he would have put him to death, he feared the multitude, because they counted him as a prophet. But when Herod's birthday was kept, the daughter of Herodias danced before them, and pleased Herod. Whereupon he promised with an oath to give her whatsoever she would ask. And she, being before instructed of her mother, said, Give me here John Baptist's head in a charger. And the king was sorry. Nevertheless, for the oath's sake, and them which sat with him at meat, he commanded it to be given her. And he sent and beheaded John in the prison. And his head was brought in a charger, and given to the damsel, and she brought it to her mother. And his disciples came, and took up the body, and buried it, and went and told Jesus. When Jesus heard of it, he departed thence by ship into a desert place apart, and when the people had heard thereof, they followed him on foot out of the cities. Jesus went forth and saw a great multitude, and was moved with compassion toward them, and he healed their sick. And when it was evening, his disciples came to him, saying, This is a desert place, and the time is now past. Send the multitude away, that they may go into the villages and buy themselves victuals. But Jesus said unto them, They need not depart, give ye them to eat. And they say unto him, We have here but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. He said, Bring them hither to me. And he commanded the multitude to sit down on the grass, and took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and looking up to heaven, he blessed and brake, and gave the loaves to his disciples, and the disciples to the multitude. And they did all eat, and were filled, and they took up of the fragments that remained 12 baskets full. And they that had eaten were about 5,000 men, beside women and children. That's it. Thank you. Thank you.
Does anybody know why it is that I started having y'all read? Reese, you should know this. You were at church last weekend.
Why we read?
Mm-hmm. Why I have each of you read out loud? Also, Dave mentioned it a few times. His videos are a lot better at explaining it than what I can.
So that
Faith comes by hearing.
okay. That's
That's why I have each of you read an entire story, not only because you're going to get a far better understanding of the context and everything if you read the entire story, other than, opposed to just reading verses from it. But you're also, each of you are reading it yourselves, and we're getting that faith by hearing. So, repeat after me. I am a man of faith. I am a man of power. Again. One more time. Perfect. So often in our lives, we feel like the disciples in that story. We look at all the responsibilities, finances, our family, our future, things like that, that we don't really have a choice but to look at in life. And it gets very, very overwhelming. There's no real way of handling it ourselves, because it gets to a point for everybody in life where it's just too much for us to deal with, and it gets, very, very, very stressful. We try to carry the burden ourselves, and like I said, it leads to worry, fear, anxiety, things that we were not created or designed to feel. That's all stuff that comes from the world and how it operates. But the miracle that Jesus did, it reminds us not to try to carry those things ourselves. It reminds us that whenever we lean on him, he's going to give us all that we need. Place our faith in God, trust his provision. He says many times throughout the Bible that he supplies all that we need. So believe that. Constantly remind yourself, constantly think about it. Anytime you start feeling stressed out, you got to remember, got to trust that he's going to take care of it. Because whenever you do trust that he's going to take care of it, he will take care of it every single time. And then you're not constantly worrying about it because you know it's going to get taken care of no matter what. What's the reason in us trying to do it ourselves and feel that stress and that burden when there's no reason for us to feel that? It's not our job to feel all those kinds of things. He multiplied the bread, and he can multiply your finances. He'll give you opportunities, take away, or he's going to make things happen. Things like jobs, things like trying to get your own place, trying to get a better vehicle to get you from place to place. It's not all your job to take care of. How is it that I try to explain that we take care of those things? Through prayer, through, like we talked about at our last meet, speak to the problem with scripture, declaring over it with your authority, because each and every single one of us has authority given to us by God. Use that. But it's so important to stop living in so much fear and anxiety and trying to do things ourselves. And I don't think I've talked to a single person in our age group that doesn't deal with those kinds of things, especially anxiety. That's such a big thing now, and it's burdened all of us. And there's I don't want to say easy, because it's not easy once you get started, but constantly reminding yourself, this isn't all me that's taking care of this. Isn't all on me. God's here. He's going to help me. He's going to take care of this. It's not going to be absolutely instant, but you will notice a difference. But like we talked about one of our very early meets, faith doesn't mean you just stop working and stop trying and stop striving for whatever it is you're working towards. It simply just means that you're going to do your best, you're going to do your part, and God's going to pick up wherever you leave off, and He's going to handle the rest of it. He's going to make sure you reach the finish line, but you still got to get started with it. You can't sit at home and wait for something to happen. You got to get up and still do it yourself. That's part of being a follower. It's also a big part of being a man. You got to start it. You got to do it yourself. And He's going to help you. He's going to guide you. He's going to uplift you. But it's our job to get it started and do our part. Philippians says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The normal meaning, the way I've always understood it, is you are able to do everything because Christ is strengthening you. But through this message, I kind of looked at it a little differently. You could also look at it in a way of you can do all things because Christ is with you to pick up wherever you leave off. So it's going to get done. You can do all things through Christ, not just because He's going to strengthen you, but also because He's going to do His part alongside you to make sure the mission is complete. But leaving here today, remember, definitely remember, trust in Him always. You will see the stress fade, like I talked about. The more and more you remind yourself is so key to that. It's so key to reminding yourself, putting that in practice every single day. Anytime you feel that, you got to put it into practice. But that faith replaces the worry. Soon God's blessings will begin to flow through your life. But right now, today, we've got to stop living in fear and start living in faith. And what are we? Good. Everybody repeat, come on. I'm a man of faith. I'm a man of power. Louder.
Man of faith and man of power.
One more time.
Man of faith and man of power.
Perfect. And that is all for today. Any questions? Comments? We're all good? Perfect.